what's the deal? Now, I get a lot of Anthony Joshua fans that come to my videos. Props to you guys for showing me the love on the videos. I get a lot of Joseph Parker fans that come to my videos. Shouts out to you guys for coming to my videos, all right? Their fan base do not like each other, man. And good competitive nature, though, in a good competitive way. But usually what happens in my comment section, and that's why I'm making a video, and I want people to come to this video, and I want you guys to tell me who has fought the toughest opponent. Not opponents collectively, but just who has fought the tougher guy between the two. I personally believe Joseph Parker has. I believe Carlos Takam is the best guy on either of these guys' resume. Now, the AJ fans are going to disagree, and I already know who they're going to say. They're going to say it's DILLIAN Whyte. I've heard people say that, I've heard AJ fans say that, man, what? DILLIAN Whyte would knock out Carlos Takam. I've heard somebody say that. And I'm sitting there like, huh? I heard people say that. So, you know, and no disrespect to Joshua's resume, because shit, what is this? His fourth consecutive undefeated guy? What he fought? DILLIAN Whyte, Charles Martin, Gary Cornish, and then now Dominic Brazil. All prospect level guys, but that's 4 in a row. So I'll give him props for that. But I believe that win over Takam, a guy who I had in my top 10, and he has been a top 10 heavyweight for shit. You can argue the last 2 or probably 3 years, arguably, Takam. So he was a legit top 10 guy in my opinion. So for people to say that DILLIAN Whyte would have knocked him out, I'm not so sure about that. What gives you the thought that he would knock him out? Because why? He stunned AJ? I'm not sure AJ has a better chin than Carlos Takam. Now you're going to say, well, Takam's been knocked out against Povetkin. Yeah, Povetkin's a top, well, I know with the, you know, situations going on with him right now, but he's a top 5 and some people's top 3 heavyweights. And I know there's a new crop of heavyweights coming in and he's getting older, but Povetkin has what, the second best resume among current heavyweights? Vladimir first and then Povetkin second. You know, and Takam was fighting a good fight in that Povetkin fight. He fought a damn good, well-rounded fight. He fought on the inside. He was using his jab, moving a little bit. He fought a well-rounded fight. I think that's one of his better performances. And he lost, but I think that's one of his better performances. He looked a lot better in that fight than he did in Thompson. He was walking Thompson down, doing his thing, but even in the Perez. But I thought in that fight he looked his best. In a loss, in defeat. The fight with Parker, I thought Parker won the fight decisively, but there are some uploaders and fans that thought that Takam, that it should have been a draw. Some people, I've even heard some people say that had the fight been at a different location in a different country, Takam would have probably won the fight. If the fight happened to have been in France, some people think Takam would have won that fight. That's just fans that I converse with that think that. I thought Parker won the fight. 7-5, 8-4, somewhere in there, something like that. Maybe 7-4. I think I had it 7-4-1 Parker. I believe that's the scorecard that I had. But what do you guys think about this? Now, DILLIAN Whyte isn't no chump, man. I'm not saying he's a chump or I'm trying to diss him. No, I think highly of DILLIAN Whyte as an up-and-coming guy that's trying to break in contender status. But just because you rocked AJ and you had, you know, a little 10-second, you know, gap in that fight where you were on the cusp of probably putting them down or, you know, really hurting them more than you did, I don't think that just trumps Takam's experience and his wins. Now, some of you may say, oh, DILLIAN Whyte can beat Perez and he can beat Thompson. And well, yeah, if you look at it right now, but I'm talking about in those moments, I'm not sure DILLIAN Whyte could have beaten those guys. On top of Takam was a top 10 heavyweight, not just according to me, but different boxing rankings. Everything has switched and changed now because he lost, but before that Parker fight, he was a top 10 heavyweight, not just according to me, but according to ESPN, and I believe BoxRec had him in their top 10. Fight News, I mean, a few different websites. I believe Carlos Takam is the best of both of these guys as far as their opponents. But you guys in the comment section, man, let me know. Just don't, if you're an AJ fan, just don't say, oh, it's Dillian Whyte just because you're an AJ fan. Break down why. Just leave a few sentences just telling me why. Why do you believe Dillian Whyte was the best fighter between both guys' opponents? Was it because he beat him in the amateurs and both guys were undefeated going into the fight? Do you think that Dillian Whyte's going to be a future world champion? Is that why you think so highly of him? Just let me know why. I could be wrong, man, but just from my observation and just breaking down who, both guys, their styles, their durability, their experience, well, obviously Takam's going to have more experience, but he isn't just an experienced guy. He's an experienced guy that wins. Because you can be an experienced guy and have a boatload of losses on your record. But he wins fights, and he has beaten high-level competition at the heavyweight division. Hasn't won a world title, but and that fight with Parker was damn close, too. So I believe it's Carlos Takam, man. You guys let me know if you think it's Dillian Whyte. Some people saying it was Charles Martin because he was a champion, and I'm just like, okay. I mean, you got to break it down, man. Because one guy told me, well, Joshua fought a world champion. And I'm like, okay, I mean, technically, yeah, but was Charles Martin really? I mean, technically he was. So factually, yes, he was a champion, but come on, you guys. Come on, man. But hey, if that's who you think it is, tell me why, man. Stylistically, do you think it was, Charles Martin because he was a big southpaw? I think it's Carlos Takam by a landslide, you guys. Then I'll probably put Dillian Whyte second. And then depending on, well, we'll see what Brazil does. But then after that, you may throw Charles Martin at number 3. If I'm taking both these guys' resumes and picking out the toughest opponents, I will say Takam, Whyte, and then Martin. Gary Cornish, I don't know, man. I don't think Gary Cornish is any better than Cali Meehan right now. You know what I mean? But I don't know. You guys let me know what you think.